What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as you guys know, the Google Pixel 4 just got released or actually announced, and Google is actually sending me one, but it didn't come in time, so I have to do these quick comparisons without it. But this is just going to be a bird's eye view of this comparison of kind of like what the improvements we've seen coming from the predecessor, the Google Pixel 3, and going to the Google Pixel 4. Maybe if you're interested in seeing what the differences are and all that, but this is not the full review, this is not the full comparison, so keep it locked down on the channel so you guys don't miss that. But there's definitely some improvements, I think, going from the Pixel 3 to the Pixel 4. But there's also some kind of weird things too. Like, I don't understand what they were thinking with some certain things, but I'll get into that in a second. But looking at the front, you do have a bigger display. You have less bezel on the front of both of these devices, which is super cool. You had a 5.5-inch POLED display on the Google Pixel 3, which was 1080p. But now you have a 5.7-inch POLED display, same type of, screen technology. But that resolution did go up a little bit to 1080p by 2280, so that's really cool. A little bit higher PPI, 1 extra pixels per inch, which is, important, but not really crazy. The biggest difference with the display though would be the 90Hz refresh rate. You have that capability on the Google Pixel 4, which you did not have that capability before on the Google Pixel 3, so I think that's a really cool thing to highlight. IP68 dust and water resistance on both. And if you look on the back, no headphone jacks or anything, but if you look on the back, you'll see a pretty big difference. A dual camera setup on the Google Pixel 4 where only a single camera setup on the Pixel 3. But if you look on the back, you'll see that there's no fingerprint sensor on the Pixel 4, and they didn't really talk about the fingerprint sensor. I don't think there is one on the Pixel 4. There's only face unlocking features, which in my opinion is very weird. I don't know why they did that. They should have at least put some sort of fingerprint technology on it to be like one up above Apple. The Pixel 3 has that fingerprint sensor in a really good spot, so I don't know. Maybe the Pixel 3's is better, maybe the Pixel 4 setup is better. It should be better because it's newer, but I still kind of like that fingerprint sensor on the Pixel 3. It was in a really good spot, so I don't know. Also, if you look at the front, we had dual front-facing speakers on the Pixel 3. On the Pixel 4, we don't have that dual front-facing speaker setup anymore. The front-facing earpiece could potentially be a speaker, but there's no dual front-facing speakers anymore. There could be surround sound or wide sound, whatever they call it, but I'm kind of salty about that. In terms of software support, the Google Pixel 4 will outlast the Pixel 3 by at least one version. We have seen the Pixel 3 get tons of third-party support, custom ROMs, and all that, so it'll still be, it'll still survive outside of its original life cycle, but the Pixel 4, in terms of stock software support, will probably and definitely outlast the Google Pixel 3. In terms of the chipsets within both of these phones, we had a Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 chipset, an octa-core CPU, an Adreno 630 GPU, and 4GB of RAM on all the options on the Pixel 3. On the Pixel 4, we had the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipset, an octa-core CPU, an Adreno 640 GPU, and 6GB of RAM. So we're getting an additional 2GB of RAM, which is really cool. But the dumbest thing that Google did, and I have no idea why they did this, they kept the same storage variants. They've been keeping the same storage variants since the Pixel 1, and I have no idea why they do this. There's no expandable storage or anything, so they only put you at 64GB at the base model and 128GB on the top tier model. And I have a theory, I think Google does this so they can sell more Google Drive, Google Cloud accounts, and all those different things. But I have no idea why Google does this. It's so petty of them. They really need to increase their storage variants or increase their base model storage. It's just so petty that they do that, in my opinion. But in terms of performance, I'm sure the Pixel 4 will be better, but I will have to test that out thoroughly once I get the device. In terms of the camera setups, we have a single 12.2 megapixel back-facing camera on the Google Pixel 3, and on the Pixel 4 we have a 12.2 megapixel wide-angle lens, and then a 16 megapixel telephoto lens. And without a doubt, I'll definitely tell you the Pixel 4s would probably be better, but they still didn't improve the video resolutions that you could film in. You could still only do 4K at 30 frames per second, where all the competitors are much better. They can do 4K at 60 frames at the minimum, so I don't know what Google was thinking here. On top of that, on the front-facing camera, they really didn't change too much on it. They went from a dual setup on the Google Pixel 3, which were two 8 megapixel lenses, to a single wide-angle lens, 8 megapixel on the Google Pixel 4. Still 1080p, no 4K, which is crazy, but it's still an improvement, I guess, but I don't know what they were thinking. They removed a lens too at that, which is crazy. Another thing that is literally just kind of making me upset is the battery sizes between them. On the Pixel 3, you had a 2915 mAh battery, which honestly wasn't even that great, but on the Pixel 4, they decreased that battery size. They went to 28 mAh, which is insane. How are you going to increase a phone, make the phone better, this and that, in every direction, but decrease the battery size? It makes no sense to me. I don't know why they would do that. Maybe it would be better in terms of software and everything, but still, you'd want all parts of this phone to be an improvement, not just some parts, and they decreased the battery size, which is insane. You still have wireless charging, which is good, but I don't know, man. In terms of everything, I would probably say the Pixel 3 I think would be the better value per dollar right now in the used market. It's been out for a year. People are going to start selling them. You can probably pick them up for like $300, $400. So I'd probably recommend you, if you want the best value per dollar, pick up a Pixel 3. You can get it for like half the price of the Pixel 4 right now, which is going to be selling for $799. But I don't think the Pixel 4 is a bad device. But when you look at what's going on in the competitor market, especially with like a S10e or iPhone 11 or OnePlus 7 Pro, I think the Pixel 4 could have been way better than what Google did. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count. So it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.